So, the White House today announced the arrival of Wormwood, and nobody said anything about it. It was very strange to see that everybody just went about their business. I mean, as much as you possibly can during times like this. A few weeks ago, the military confirmed that there are craft out there that can make an F-18 look like a tricycle. Nobody did anything about it. Nobody said anything about it. For those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, see, the Bible talked about wormwood, and many people believed it was a star. They were partially correct. It was a green star. Absolutely was. It was this one. And it's arrived, and it's going to be your savior. It's going to make sure that you can live a happy and prosperous life. This is the flag of Morocco, country on the northwest coast of Africa, home to one of Hollywood's most iconic movies that many people have forgotten about. This place called Casablanca is located there. Here's Spain, and here's the north coast of Africa. This is Morocco. I'm sure you don't have to be a Spanish major to understand what the words casa and blanca mean. Casa means house, blanca means white, White House. Very strange. But I'm sure still a lot of you are like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? You're talking about voting for Biden and now this? Yep, this guy right here. Moncef Slaoui, otherwise known as Wormwood, has arrived, has fallen upon the people, and is now going to be charged with creating the coronavirus vaccine that the military, U.S. military, is going to employ by the end of this year. And that's right from the leadership. You can check me on that one. Moncef Slaoui, the Moroccan, fulfilling the prophecy. Wormwood, star or angel, appears in the book of Revelation. The English rendering wormwood refers to the dark green oil produced by the plant, which was used to kill, you ready for this? Intestinal worms. Book of Revelation refers to the water being turned into wormwood, being made bitter. And by the end of this year, you are more than likely going to have the U.S. military here with your vaccine. Did you want to go back to work today? Yep, that's coming. That is coming. But let's read about our new savior now, so that we don't have any misinformation about who Moncef Slaoui is. Moroccan-born American-Belgian researcher and former head of GlaxoSmithKline. Yeah, he's about shoulder deep in with multiple big pharma operations. GlaxoSmithKline's vaccines department. He worked at the company for 30 years, retiring in 2017. On May 15, 2020, it was announced that Slaoui would manage the U.S. government's development of a vaccine used to treat coronavirus, dubbed Operation Warp Speed. Slaoui, born in 1959 in Agadir, Morocco. Sister died of whooping cough. Graduated from the Université Libre de Bruxelles with a doctorate in microbiology and immunology. He also attended, well, golly, imagine this. I wonder if he knew a random guy named Juan. He also attended Harvard Medical School and the Tufts University School of Medicine. Slaoui is fluent in Berber, English, French, and Arabic. Taught as an immunology professor at the University of Mons in Belgium. Authored more than 100 research papers. July 2013, he wrote an op-ed in the Huffington Post titled, you ready for this? It's time to further incentivize medical innovation. Remember when I was talking about these bioethicists? Oh yeah, this guy's in with them thick as thieves, in which he outlined 3 recommendations to improve the effectiveness of the pharmaceutical sorcery industry. In April 2013, he co-wrote a paper with several other GlaxoSmithKline heads that introduced the term electroceutical to broadly encompass medical devices that use electrical, mechanical, or light stimulation to affect electrical signaling in relevant tissue types. Now, you can continue to read through his time with GSK, where he established a neurosciences research group in Shanghai, or his time with, there was another one. He was with GSK. Was it Novartis? No, it was Certus. But you can read through here, and you can print yourself up a good thank you note for this guy being hired. Wormwood has arrived at the White House. The Green Star has now fallen, and Saturn rising will be something that we will see very soon. Very soon. What can possibly go wrong with decisions being made like this? You still that afraid of Biden? You still that afraid of Biden? You see, many people can't wrap their head around this idea. Washington, D.C., no matter who is there, is not your friend. And you have the ability to influence who is in charge of your enemy. If you had the ability, and you were in a war, and you had the ability to choose the general that you were going to face in a war, wouldn't you choose the most mentally addled, easily manipulated, just off person you could find? Do you really want some strong personality there? And I know all of you cook up your excuses. Well, it's really not him. No, he's just a placeholder. Out of one side of your mouth, you want to talk about how bad he is. And then when I actually point out the fact that he's that bad, then, well, it really won't be him. It'll be somebody running it from behind the scenes. There's always an excuse. Always an excuse to stay on your knees in front of Trump. And that's what makes doing this job so hard sometimes. But I'm not going to stop doing it because now there's been confirmation. Absolute, undeniable confirmation of where we are in the biblical timeline. And when it's time to put your foot on the gas and start speaking louder and standing up and showing people what's really happening, take a really good hard look at who just got chosen to be your savior, to be your fixer. So when you hear the Roman legions come marching down the road, you'll know who you're really worshiping. They're going to fix everything for you. They're going to give you the ability to go get a haircut. Because we all know that it was always the government that made that decision for you. You remember the socialist trails, taxed, regulated, approved, insured, licensed, secured, and subsidized? That whole L part, licensed. Because you know you can't cut hair without a license. You can't cut hair without permission from government. Probably should have known in 2017 when the current leader sat flanked by two hardcore parentheses D talking about take the guns first, due process second. That something like this was in the works. Because you got to disarm the people. And if they say anything that can remotely be construed as something other than complete obeisance, yeah, you have to give the ability of the government to go in and take their ability to resist away. King George himself didn't have this level of hubris. The King of England, sitting on the throne of the most powerful empire to have ever existed at that time, didn't have this level of hubris. Would have never even considered attempting to do that. He would have known it was a fool's errand. But this If this doesn't wake you up, I don't know that you're asleep. You're probably gone. You're not sleeping. You're gone if this doesn't wake you up. And I guess I'll just leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.